Hi, Princeton Tigers. Today, again, we're going to be reviewing one-step equations. Looking at your first four questions, you already have the answer written down. The first question is, what is the inverse of addition? You guys know it's subtraction. Next question, what is the inverse of subtraction? You already know addition. What is the inverse of multiplication? Division. And what is the inverse of division? Multiplication. Okay, so now we're going to get into solving some problems. So looking at your first problem, you have x plus 7 equals 21. So what operation are we doing here? Yeah, we're doing addition. So I need to do the opposite of division, or the opposite of addition in order to undo this. So what do I need to do? I can subtract 7. Why am I subtracting 7? Because I'm trying to get x on both sides, or x by itself on one side. So I want x by itself. So if I subtract 7 minus 7, what's 7 minus 7? 0. So 0 equals 21 minus 7. Use a calculator if you need to. 14. For this next one, what operation are we doing here? Yeah, we're doing multiplication. So how can we undo the multiplication? I can divide. So if I divide by 2 on both sides, why am I doing that? Again, to just get x or 1x by itself. So I'll have 1x. 1x is the same as what? It's just the same as x. So x equals 12 divided by 2, 6. Problem number 3, we have x minus 12 equals 12. What operation are we doing here with this x? Subtraction. So how can I undo subtraction? Addition. I can add 12 on both sides. If I undo this subtraction right here, I end up with 0. So I just have x, and then 12 plus 12 is 24. X equals 24. Now let's do 3 more problems. So this next one, I have x written as a fraction over 3. What does that mean? That means division. So how can I undo division? I can undo division by multiplying. I can multiply by 3 on both sides. Now that I undid my division, I'm just left with x equals, and what's 5 times 3? 15. So x equals 15. Next one, I have 7 next to x. What operation does that mean when you have a number next to a variable? It means multiplication. How can I undo that multiplication? I can divide. So I can divide by 7 on both sides. If I undo my multiplication with division, I'm just left with x. And on the other side of the equation, 14 divided by 7 is 2. Last one, what operation is it? Subtraction. So how can I undo that subtraction? Addition. And I'll add 1 on both sides. I'll be left with x equals 6. All right, now for the last 3 problems we're going to do together. I have x plus 12 equals 15. What operation is this? It's addition. So how can I undo this addition? Subtraction. Whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other. We'll end up, this becomes 0, so it's just x equals 3. Same thing for the next one. We have multiplication, so I want to undo this by dividing. This cancels out. I'm just left with x equals 16 divided by 4 is 4. Last one, I have a fraction right here. This fraction means what? It means division, so how can I undo division? With multiplication. Multiply it by 2, not 3. So I'll just be left with x equals 10 as my final answer. All right, go ahead and finish up the rest of that front page independently, and then also go ahead and do the back page as well. On the back page, you have some tricky problems down here. It says the square root of 121 minus the square root of 16. So when we get to problems like that, all we have to do is solve the square roots and then subtract. So if I'm doing the square root of 121, what's that? That's 11, and the square root of 16 is what? 4. So I'm just doing 11 minus 4, which equals 7. Same thing for the next one. If you have the square root of 144 minus the square root of 36, Then you just solve the square root of 144, which is what? 12. The square root of 36 is 6. 12 minus 6 equals 6. So that's what you're supposed to do with the back page. Once you're done with that, just wait, and if we don't have a chance to go over two-step equations today because we don't have conferencing block, which I'm so sorry, guys, that it's made it so difficult just in terms of timing. So I promise that it means we'll start two-step equations once we have conferencing block back.